Hello students, welcome to Lotus Academy. This is Chiranjeevi working as a TCT English in Lotus High School. Today let us discuss the lesson Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. Before going to know about lesson, let us know some information about Nelson Mandela. Let us see his biography. Nelson Mandela, born on July 18, 1918. He was the first South African president to be elected in a fully representative democratic election. He trained as an attorney. He helped from the Youth League of the African National Congress (ANC) in 1944. In 1961, he abandoned peaceful protest and became head of the ANC's new military wing. He is sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964. Mandela came to symbolize black political aspirations and was named head of the ANC after his release on February 11, 1990. After the ANC victory in the April 1994 elections, Mandela worked to ease racial tensions, court foreign investment, and provide services to the victims of apartheid. He and F.W. de Klerk shared the Nobel Peace Prize for negotiating South Africa's peaceful transitions to multiracial democracy. The inauguration day, 10th May, dawned. It was bright and clear. Many world leaders had been coming to the author to pay respect to him. It was before the inauguration. The inauguration was to be the largest gathering of world leaders there. The place of inauguration. The inauguration ceremonies took place in a big open building in Pretoria. Here the South Africa's first democratic non-racial government was to be installed. The swearing-in ceremony. On that day, the author was in the company of his daughter, Jinani. Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. It was the author's turn then. He was sworn in as this president. He pledged to obey and uphold the constitution. He also pledged to devote himself to the well-being of the people. The author addresses. The author spoke of the newborn liberty. He thanked all the international guests. He said that they had come there to be with his countrymen. It was the common victory for justice, peace, and human dignity. He pledged to liberate his people from poverty, suffering, and discrimination. Display by jets and helicopters. After a few moments, colorful South African jets and helicopters flew over the Union buildings there. It was for military's loyalty to democracy for a new government. Then the highest military generals, having medals on their chests, saluted the author. He thought that they would have arrested him many years before. Singing of the national anthem. The day was symbolized for the author by the playing of two national anthems. The whites sang Nkosi Sikelel and the blacks sang Die Stem. These formed the old anthems of the Republic. The author's thoughts. On the day of the inauguration, the author thought of history. In the first decade, the South African people had patched up their differences with other black-skinned people. They had built a system of superiority also. It was the basis of the harshest societies. This system had now stood overturned. Now it was the system that recognized the rights and freedoms of all the people. The author's regret. This auspicious day came after the sacrifices of thousands of the people. The author thought of himself the sum of all those people. He was pained that he couldn't thank them. Freedom fighters remembered. The policy of apartheid created a lasting wound in his country and his people. This policy had produced great freedom fighters. They were like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Lutulus, Yusuf Dadus. They were men of uncommon courage, wisdom, and generosity. The country was rich in minerals, but its greatest wealth was its people. The definition of courage. From these people, the author learned the meaning of courage. They risked their lives. They underwent great torture. He learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the victory over it. Man's natural goodness. The author says that no one is born hating another person due to color or religion. They could be taught to love. Love comes naturally to the human heart. In prison, they were pushed to the wall, but he saw humanity in the hearts of the guards. It was man's essential goodness. It can't be put out. Man's duties. In life, every man has twin obligations. Obligations means duties. So those twin duties to his family, to his community and country. The author found it difficult to fulfill these two duties. It was because a colored man in South Africa was punished if he lived like a human being. Such a man was forced to live apart from his own people. Thus, he was not allowed to do his duties to his family. Freedom defined. The author was born free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. He was free as long as he obeyed his father and obeyed the customs of his tribe. But soon he realized that his freedom was an illusion. He began to hunger for freedom when it was taken from him. As a student, he wanted freedom to read and go. As a young man in Johannesburg, he wanted freedom to be as per his potential. He also wanted the freedom of livelihood, of his own and of family. Desire for freedom made him bold. But soon he saw that he was also not free like his brothers and sisters. Then he joined the African National Congress. His hunger for the freedom of his people became great. The desire for the freedom of his people to live with dignity gave him power. It made him bold. It made him live like a monk. The chains on his people became chains for him too. Oppressor and the oppressed without humanity. The author knew that the oppressor must be liberated like the oppressed. A man who takes away another's freedom becomes the hated. No one is free if he is taking someone else's freedom. Both the oppressor and the oppressed are robbed of humanity.